he's gay, he's gay. That's what they be saying. Like what, bro? The performative male epidemic. All right, let's tune in.
Back in the olden days, the way that men were perceived then is very different to what it is today. Way back then, further than that, okay.
Yeah, nowadays we're just a bunch of little soft soy boys who don't, who aren't real men, I guess. I mean, there is still that subsection of men who thinks like working 85 hours a week makes you a tough man and you got rough hands or whatever. But back then, men were real men. Like, you was dying, you had to do everything in your household, you had to build, you had to work, you had to do this, you had to do that. Jobs was dangerous. Like, you was doing everything. So I really do understand. Nowadays we just seem soft for some reason, and everybody wants to do like the easy jobs, the YouTuber, the streamer, where it's like not hard labor or hard work.
You know what? The caveman days. That's better. Back then, being a man was protecting, hunting, and gathering food. Fast forward to the 50s, being a man is going to your marketing job and taking care of your wife and kid. Until you have too much to drink. But fast forward to today.
And then nowadays, being a man has lost all its meaning because, it's 2025 and definitions don't exist anymore, I guess.
Being a man is listening to underground rap and ordering DoorDash all day. And that's the way that it should be. Now,
that's not being a man. Hold on. That is not being a man. People who listen to underground rap, y'all got to get your stuff together. Maybe you think it's good, but listen to other music and stop ordering DoorDash. It's a scam.
Despite that lifestyle being friggin' awesome, that's not how everybody wants to live. In fact, with the amount of time I've spent online, I've come to notice that there almost seems to be a spectrum on the way that men are perceived nowadays. On one end of the spectrum, you have a silly, fun guy. He enjoys listening to music and reading books. Maybe he's got some baggy jeans and painted nails. And on the other end of the spectrum, you have the super wealthy alpha male who could never be seen near the color pink. More recently, many people...
What do y'all think being a man is in 2025? My idea of somebody who's a man is still like a protector and a provider who has their career, who's independent and, can do whatever they need to do, whether it be get a wife, a girlfriend, have kids, take care of them. It doesn't mean other people, their spouse or can't work, you know what I'm saying? But that's how I picture it. Also, my favorite color is pink, so you're throwing shots at me. Please don't do that.
People have come to think that men nowadays have just simply gotten soft and that we've entered an era of performative sassy dudes. Girl, Like, we are dead at a point where people online are crashing out on other people for doing something that is considered feminine or even worse, performative. Ooh, I'm gonna touch you. Whoa, what the too far, dude. Oh, I'm sorry.
Bro, nowadays, if you have a skincare routine, nowadays, if you get your eyebrows done, if you get a haircut, if you line up your beard, nowadays, if you do anything like that, you're gonna have like a bunch of weirdos tell you, oh, you're feminine or oh, you're gay. Like, bro, a man's just taking care of himself. It's not only for women to take care of themselves. Like, there's two sides of the coin. You're too macho man. Like, you don't got to be dirty and rough to be a man, bro. You could be clean and well taken care of.
For those of you who may be uneducated on the characteristics, allow me, Professor Tokimon, to explain how you can find a performative male out in the wild.
Is somebody who spots performative males and calls other males performative a performative male themselves? But then wouldn't that make me a performative male for calling out performative males who call out performative males? But the actual performative males, what I think of is they do something because they think is going to get them attention, not because they actually like to do it. Like, everybody thinks about the matcha thing, right? I like matcha. I enjoy matcha. I've drank a couple matchas every now and then a while ago. But if you see somebody with a matcha reading a book in front of a coffee shop, I understand how that can seem performative because they want attention from somebody, even though they're ugly and they're not going to get no attention.
A performative male is someone who does some or all of the following: drink matcha, reading feminist literature, listening to Claro, wearing baggy jeans, using wired headphones. Oh my god, I'm a performative male. Being performative, in short, is pretending to like things in hopes that others will be attracted to you or find it intriguing. Now, maybe I'm just getting a little bit defensive, but I never really understood the entire performative male trend. Like, how the f does using wired earbuds and wearing baggy jeans immediately make somebody performative? I just wear baggy jeans because they're comfy, man. I don't wear wired earbuds in hopes that I'm gonna subliminally impress somebody. No, I wear them because I'm too stupid to remember that I need to charge my AirPods before I leave the house. And also because...
That is a performative male, guys. Nobody wears wired earbuds unless you're trying to, portray some type of unique aesthetic in order for somebody to, look at you a certain way. And that's true. That's with everything, though. That's with fashion. That's with clothes. That's with how you look, how you dress, how you talk. That's with, that's pretty much everything. You always expect some type of reaction. Even if you don't want to say it, it's like subconsciously you're expecting some type of reaction because you're not going to walk out of the house naked, right? You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want people to look at you and feel embarrassed.
I don't want the deep state spying on me through Bluetooth. Now listen, I do understand how a couple of these things might be performative, like drinking matcha. There is no way that people actually taste this drink and think that it doesn't taste like eating straight grass. I tried to like it.
Matcha is good. Like maybe people didn't know about matcha before it became a performative thing, and now they brainwash themselves into either hating it or fake loving it. So now the placebo effect got them. But if you tried it like before being brainwashed, it tastes good. I don't know how to describe the taste, but I like the taste. It's fine. I drink it. One of my Asian homies put me on way back in the day, so shout out him. I think it's just as performative to pretend that you like matcha as it is to say, matcha tastes like grass. I hate it.
So hard. I did. I even told all my friends that I liked matcha, but it's just so bad. Another thing that's apparently performative is reading books. Are we fucking serious? How is reading books performative? Like, seriously, somebody can't...
Reading books is performative? Can y'all guys see? I have like 15 books back there. How is this performative? This is performative? Like, bro, this is performative? Is that what you're telling me? This is performative? I can't just like books? I can't just like having books and reading them? This is performative? Like, bro, people are getting dumb. I'm not gonna lie, reading these classic books after high school made me realize how good they were because they were good in high school, but I wasn't fully locked into the book. And then after high school, when you realize that it's such a good book, like 1984, Great Gatsby, phenomenal books, bro. Everybody should read more.
Just pick up and try to cleanse their brain from the countless hours of social media use without people going, hey man, that's pretty performative. No, it's not. I feel bad for the people who would do these things before, and now anytime they're caught in public doing any of this, there's definitely a wave of cornballs following them around, calling everything they do performative, or even worse, filming it and posting it to TikTok so that way other people can call it performative. Dude, if someone were to take a picture of me doing something like this in public, I'd be so angry that somebody would even think to have the audacity to... This entire performative male thing has gotten so big that there's actual contests where people compete to see who can be the most performative male. And it's not like this is a wet fart of an event where only 3 people show up. No, hundreds of people are showing up to big public places like Washington Square Park in New York City, or even cities from across the world like Munich, Germany. It's not uncommon that if you go on TikTok, or really any social media for that fact, that you're gonna see a video of somebody doing something that may be perceived as zesty. There's gonna be tons of comments frying the person for doing it too. It doesn't even have to be something crazy out there like nude hot yoga. No, it can be something as small as riding an electric scooter. Hey man, if me riding an electric scooter means that I have a little bit more sugar in my factory, well then I might as well be a candy shop because I love electric scooters. It doesn't even necessarily have to be something super crazy out there like learning how to dance. Ugh. No, it can be as simple as washing your face and having a skincare routine, and people are gonna make fun of you for it. Like,
this is what I was saying, bro. How can you be made fun of for trying to take care of yourself? Like, that's not adding up, yo. I think it comes from like a level of insecurity, but I guess I could like put myself in the other perspective of maybe they're doing it because they just see it on TikTok and want to do it. I don't know. I can't even look at the other side of it. But one thing I don't understand is people who have clear skin and then develop a skincare routine. Like, you're just going to worsen your skin, buddy. If you genetically have good, clear skin, nice, smooth skin, you don't need a skincare routine. All those chemicals are going to fuck up your face.
Like, there are for real brain dead troglodytes who will see a video of a guy having basic human hygiene and their first instinct is to clown on them in the comment sections. I can't believe that there are
He's gay. He's gay. That's what they be saying. Like what, bro? You could be clean. You could be hygienic. That doesn't make you gay. That doesn't make you feminine. It just makes you clean and hygienic. It's very simple.
People out there who think it's performative or weird to wash your face. Are we serious, dude? How the hell is washing your face from all the dirt and grime you've come in contact with considered zesty? Well, because that's something that only women do. Like, are you for real telling me that you'd rather go out in public smelling like BO and farts than take a little extra care of yourself because it's weird? Oh, hell no. Please keep a distance from me. I never thought I'd see the day in society where people actually feel shame in saying that they keep themselves clean. The same thing goes for dressing a certain way. It's no surprise that fashion has changed so much over the years. Like back in the 1920s, everybody was wearing a suit and tie, looking
I have a hot take about fashion. I think fashion nowadays, especially with like Gen Z and like above, like that certain range of like 20 to 30 to like 17. That all that fashion is not unique because it all just comes from TikTok. And nobody is unique. So what? But people don't dress how they want. They dress what they see on TikTok, and they just copy somebody else. Like, dress with what you think is cool, with what you think is fire. Don't dress just because you see a cool trend on TikTok and you want to copy it. All right. That's performative. You got to be yourself. You got to put on what you like. Don't put on what you think is cool and what you think is fashion. I've always said that fashion is not the clothes you put on. Fashion is the person you are and the clothes put on you. Because you take the same outfit, put it on two different people, it's going to look completely different. It's not going to look the same.
Dapper as can be. Man, even the kids are wearing full suits back then. But then fast forward to today, and dudes are wearing fake archive clothing from quality reps on Reddit. I think the reason that you're seeing so much more of this is because Gen Z might be one of the first generations to fully realize how stupid a lot of this is. People are coming to terms with the fact that not everybody wants to be a one-to-one carbon copy of each other, and they want to express themselves in different ways, whether it be through different fashion styles or hobbies.
But then they become a carbon copy of each other by everybody expresses himself in the same way, the same type of designer clothes, the same baggy this, baggy that, the same like accessories. Everybody dresses the same way. So we moved on from being a carbon copy of the suits to being a carbon copy of this streetwear era.
Make a bold assumption here and say that a lot of the judgment coming from older generations stems from the fact that they grew up in a more traditional time period. Like, way back then, there was very much a cookie cutter template of what a man and a woman should be. Honestly, being alive during this time must have sucked so bad. You were allowed to do like nothing. If you wanted to express yourself in any way, shape, or form that wasn't picking up a bottle, we're shamed for it and told to suck it up. Like I just said, I think a lot of Gen Z and even previous generations to a certain extent are realizing how stupid a lot of this was. Listen, dude, I have one life. I am in no way, shape, or form gonna limit myself from doing certain things that I want to do just because somebody born in 1937 thinks otherwise.
I mean, that's just so true. I feel like we become more open to actually enjoying at least I've become more open to enjoying what my own interest and not being like thinking it's weird, right? Because when I was younger, I remember looking at Justin Bieber when I was a kid and I thought, bro, he's gay. Like, who listens to his music? Then I grew up and realized that he's one of my favorite artists. And I feel like as I've just gotten older, my favorite interests have like become and established as what I liked when I was younger, but like didn't really think was cool, right? Because now I'm matured in my brain and realize that it's not what other people think. I don't care what other people think most of the time. It's what I think is fire, what I think is cool, what I think is the vibe. And I think that's how most people should be. You should like what you like. Don't be influenced by other people. At least don't try to get influenced. And don't let other people de-influence you. Unless you like killing people, then you should definitely listen to people who are saying that's wrong.
What are you? Friggin' gay. Don't you got bigger things to worry about right now? As surprising as it is, there's still a certain demographic of people who think that this is the true and sure way to live life. Typically, these are the ones who identify with the alpha male archetype. There's tons of these alpha male creators all across social media who have this idea that if you're not dressed in a full suit and tie every day, you're nothing more than a plebeian. Well, hey dude, newsflash, when I go to Walmart to buy myself a bag of microwave popcorn and a bottle of Gold Peak iced tea, the last thing that I want to do is
I think those alpha males are just as performative as the macho bros. Like, they don't actually want to be dressed like that. They don't actually believe everything they're saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain parts, yeah, they do. Maybe they do like wearing a suit or whatever, but it's just all performative at the end of the day because they want a reaction. They want to make money. They want to generate income. They want to generate views. And there's nothing wrong with that. We all are like that to a certain extent.
Dress up like I'm supposed to show up on the red carpet. This is Walmart we're talking about. I'm not about to bedazzle myself up. Absolutely not. I'm going in sweatpants and my Michigan State hoodie. Man, the world's even lucky I'm one of the few Walmart customers who actually decide to put on clothes in the first place. If it were up to me, I'd wear swimming shorts. These alpha males aren't called alpha males for no reason because they genuinely believe in the alpha mentality, asserting dominance and making yourself known as a leader in every situation. Now listen, there's a time and place to be dominant. Like, if I'm getting robbed, I'm gonna attempt my best to assert dominance.
If I'm getting robbed, I'm letting them rob me. I'm not trying to assert dominance. I'm not trying to fight back, bro. Take my stuff and please let me live. Like, you're dumb to try to fight back. Unless you got a gun on yourself, then pop them.
They're not strapped. But if I'm at a cash register, the last thing I'm gonna do is I am the alpha. Okay.
I think trying to assert dominance for no reason is kind of like the dumbest thing. Maybe this is a bad take by me, right? But if there's ever a situation that could turn into like a brawl or a fight, you got to be so mature enough to understand to not lead it up to that point, right? When I was in high school, I never got into a fight. I was maybe close, maybe once in my life, maybe middle school. But besides that, I literally never got into a fight because I knew how to not escalate situations, how to not like keep going. Because I knew people are like low temper, immature, can't control their emotions. So you just got to understand the vibe. There are times in my life when I think like, damn, I wish I would have gotten into a fight so I could know what it's like, right? I never knew what it was like. I never knew what it's like to get into a fight. Even if I won or lost, I would want to know what it's like, but I'll never have that experience because I never got into a high school fight.
Okay, well, the Alpha owes $12.78. Will that be cash or card? Now, there's one sentiment that I've seen expressed on social media a lot, whether it be TikTok or Instagram. Dude, it doesn't even have to be something feminine or zesty. It can be a guy doing something as simple as drinking a coffee and people will say, ugh, men used to go to war. Yep, well, now we listen to Xavier So Based and drink oat milk lattes. What are you gonna do about it? This expression never really made sense to me because they're acting as if men in the past actually wanted to go to war in the first place. Like, I'm fairly confident that 99% of people back in the day weren't going to the battlefield as a fun pastime. Like, do you honestly think that instead of reading books or, I don't know, playing kick the can, the majority of people were thinking, ugh, life is so boring. I'd rather be in Vietnam right now. At least I'd be having fun over there.
I mean, technically, to an extent, there were people who did want to go to war because America made them believe that going to war is going to be good for your country. And some people just are extremely patriotic and want to fight for the country. So I wouldn't say 99% of people. I would say there is a small section of people who do want to go to war, who do want to fight for their country, who do, want to be patriotic.
No, especially not after hearing what their parents or grandparents had to go through back in the day. If your name was chosen to get drafted, it was either you go, do what you had to do, or you serve a long prison sentence and pray you don't have to tie your shoe. Most people would end up going. Except for me. I am not doing that. Anyways, that's...
Bro, if there was a draft, oh my gosh, I was actually so scared because like a couple months ago, I remember there was like Twitter like threads saying World War III incoming. Like, I was scared for my life. I was like, please, bro, I don't want to go to war. Like, chill out. I want to do YouTube. Please give me some time. And then turned out it wasn't real, but still, there's always that threat of maybe there's going to be another war, right? And we're going to get drafted. It's not fair that I'm at the age where I might get drafted. I wish I was younger or older at that point.
Pretty much all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching.
All right, that was the video, bro. That was a fire video. Performative males are extremely weird, but I like how he diverted on different topics. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to not be a performative male. Make sure to do the hobbies you want to do, not what you see people want to do. I love you. Have a good day, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, night, weekend, afternoon, whatever. Bye.